the Sir Roden and Lady Cutler Foundation. I would like now to welcome the Federal Member for Maribyrnong and Parliamentary Secretary for Disabilities and Children's Services, the Honourable Bill Shorten, MP.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me up the back? Just wave at me if you can. Okay. I'd like to acknowledge your Premier of New South Wales, Kristina Keneally, who, before she was elected Premier, was Minister for Disabilities, and I know did a lot for the disabled and their carers in New South Wales. And let's not forget, on the night she was elected leader by her colleagues, she was the first state leader anywhere, in my knowledge, in her acceptance speech to refer as one of her missions to improve the position of people with disabilities. So you're very fortunate having a Premier who's most switched on in Australia to the issues of disability. Congratulations. Barry O'Farrell's been here, and I think that's testament to the bipartisan nature and the extensive octopus-like connections that the Roden Cutler Trust has. And when I think about the big role, I think what a road movie it would make. What a 3D musical it could be. As the Rolling Bones, which I'm not sure is the most flattering of names, go from town to town, showing in event after event how you, like the namesake Sir Roden Cutler did, how you can rise above your circumstances and better yourself in a difficult world by the force of positive thinking, by the force of unstoppable momentum and strong arms. I was thinking, Jack, that you could call the film Chariots of Hope. It could win an Oscar, it could win an Emmy, it should win an AFI award. The reason why it should win an award is because this role will shine a light, that was timing, shine a light of compassion on the daily routine gallantry, the unflinching valour, the steadfastness of those who face each morning with the continuing probability that the simplest things are hard. The pilgrimage to the toilet, the long reach up steps to visit a friend's house, the odyssey of travel to the supermarket across roads with traffic lights, to the ATM, to the coffee house, to the newsagent, to the job search office, to the indoor pool, to the airplane seat, the park, or indeed the odd political demonstration. People being helped by this role have the constant knowledge that they have a journey whose discomforts will not abate at the end, where the harassments and embarrassments and indeed the discrimination are the way things are, but should not be the way things will be. Every voyage that you represent, we see people taking a kind of a marathon. But for people with mobility impairment and their carers, there are no cheering crowds, there are no anthems being played, there's no victory lap or spurting champagne. But I think, courtesy of the big role, every person with a disability deserves noisy and hard-earned acclamation. There'll be hard yards, this will be a long roll, tiring metres, punishing effort, and this reflects what people with disability go through. I actually think what the charity, the Roden Cutler charity, and it's lovely to see Lady Joan here, and the wheelchair rollers supply, what I think you are doing is supplying a little bit of the applause for all people with disability. You are providing a little bit of a Mexican wave, a home team song, some welcome, which actually is a fraction of what people deserve. But what you are doing is drawing attention to the remarkable achievements of all people who have a disability. Fortune does not always come to all of us. Fairness does not always come to all of us. Help does not always come to all of us, nor indeed does the ease of passage which many take for granted. What this role will do, and that's why the federal government will support it, and I'll report back to my Prime Minister, the lavish generosity of the New South Wales Premier, but you can count on the federal government to support the role. What you are doing is you are showing that for some people, the task of ordinary living can be onerous, merely moving around the house and the streets, an unfair Olympic challenge. But you will remind us all, through South Australia and Western Australia and Victoria and New South Wales, wherever you roll, that there are people who meet this challenge every day, they face it, they cop it, and they prevailed on a field of honour which they'll never receive a medal for. And they overcome barriers and hurdles. So I too would like to join with your most remarkable Premier and say well done, well played, good luck and Godspeed. May the wind be at your back and the road rise up to meet you. May you go on your way on this important, impactful journey with our goodwill, with our support, our blessing and our amazed admiration. Congratulations, very nice to be here.
Thank you, Bill. We have a few other people we'd like to personally thank tonight for their ongoing support. So would you please welcome Lady Cutler to the stage and Chris Williams.
Thank you. Now, this is my friend, Lady Cutler. Joni Pony to all of us. Can you hear me, or I shouldn't speak in the microphone? Sorry, okay, I'll do that. I just wanted to give her a hug, because she's a real cutie. On behalf of my friend here, and who should be the real founder of the Sir Roden and Lady Cutler Foundation, and as you all now know, last year we did in fact change the name to reflect the incredible effort and support that Joan has made and been to all of us. Without you, we wouldn't have done it. Give her a round of applause, come on. Okay, now, as most of you know, we have a unique custom here at the Sir Roden and Lady Cutler Foundation. We have a number of people who we invite every year to be honorary custodians of Roden's ceremonial walking stick. Now, very quickly, this will only take a minute, but we had an idea years ago that it would be a good idea to have this symbol of what we do. And I asked a good friend of ours, who most of you know, Ross Smythe Kirk, if he could organise to get one gold leafed. And Ross said yes, he would, and he went to a lot of trouble. Joan, in the meantime, found in a cupboard, in the back of a cupboard, one of the pair. It's a pair that she had made for Roden in London many years ago. And she said, you can have one but not the other one, and no way you're getting a gold leaf. So it's got a whole lot of marks here from Roden's feet, etc., etc., but it's really, really special to us. And I'm going to ask Lady Cutler, she will now present to Christina Keneally, our number one honorary custodian, on behalf of all of you here tonight who are honorary custodians. We will get you to have your photo with her later, but could you now please, a round of applause while Lady Cutler presents to Christina Keneally and then to Bill Shorten the Sir Roden Cutler ceremonial walking stick. Thank you very much. Back to you, Jack.
Thank you. That's the end of the formalities, with the exception that I feel I must welcome Clementine Shorten to her first political meeting.
All right, everyone, let's have a drink. Hey!
Oh, sorry.